Hello friends, here we are going to discuss about the destructive operations. Destructive operations are for reducing the bulk of the fetus for facilitating its easy delivery through the birth canal. For example, in the case of hydrocephalus, we know that the head is big. So in an average size pelvis, that will not pass easily. In that case, for reducing the size of the head, we will do this destructive operation. In some cases, if the baby is having ascites, that is large abdomen will be there. In that case, for reducing the size of the abdomen and for allowing the easier passage, we can do the destructive operations. These are some examples. Next, we are discussing about the types of destructive operations. In that first one is craniotomy, then evisceration, decapitation, cleidotomy. Craniotomy, evisceration, decapitation, and cleidotomy. Let us see this one by one. Craniotomy is an operation to make a perforation of the fetus skull, to evacuate the contents, followed by extraction of the fetus. That is, we are just making an operation, or we are just making a perforation over the head of the fetus for reducing the contents of the head, or for evacuating, taking out of the contents of the head, and this will reduce the size of the head and it will allow the easier passage of the head through the birth canal. The indications for the craniotomy includes cephalic presentation, which produce obstructed labor with the dead fetus, hydrocephalus of the baby, interlocking head of the twin babies. These are the indications for the craniotomy. The contraindications are severe pelvic contraction. That is, if the obstetrical conjugate or true conjugate size is less than 7.5 centimeter, or if there is rupture of the uterus. In that cases, we should not go for this. Now let us see the procedure. It should be done under GA, and the examiner or the person who is performing should introduce 2 fingers into the vagina, and under the guidance of these 2 fingers, he can introduce the instrument which is making this craniotomy. And the sites for making the craniotomy include, in the vertex presentation, it can be done on the parietal bone on either side of the sagittal suture, and in the case of face presentation, it can be done through the orbit or through the hard palate, and in brow presentation, it can be done through the frontal bone. These are the sites for doing the craniotomy, and the instrument should be directed through the palmar aspect of the left hand. So it will help for you to protect the soft tissues of the vagina, cervix, and even perineum also. And after reaching the desired portion, that is the areas we have seen here already, after reaching that particular area, just fix the, or just make the instrument, or bring the instrument near to the head or near to the place, and by a rotating motion, we can just make the perforation over the head. The instruments we are using for the craniotomy include commonly 2 things. A lot of instruments are there. Here I'm just mentioning only the 2 important things that we are using nowadays. This is Oldham's perforator and this is cranioclast. These 2 things are the instruments we are using commonly for the craniotomy. Next is decapitation. That is just separation of the head. It is a destructive operation whereby the fetal head is separated from the trunk and the delivery is completed with the extraction of the trunk, and that of decapitated head per vagina. That is, head and body will be separated, and one by one its delivery we will achieve through the vagina. The indications for the decapitation includes neglected shoulder presentation, interlocking head of the twins, and the procedure is, in the case of decapitation, we should bring the fetal hand down. That is, we should bring it near to the internal os of the cervix and apply traction over the hand and bring it towards the side away from the fetal head to make the neck more visible. When we are pulling on the hand, usually the head and shoulder, other parts of the body will be towards pointing towards upward, and the neck will come near to the cervix and it will be more visible. Introduce two fingers into the vagina with the palmar surface downward and the fingertips on the superior surface of the neck. See, these two fingers, introduce the left hand into the vagina and keep the fingers over the neck of the baby. Then, under the guidance of that hand, place the decapitation hook firmly against the neck and cut the cervical column with the knife. After cutting it, deliver the decapitated hook by the traction of the arm. And later, you can go for the delivery of the head and the trunk of the baby. Next is evisceration. It consists of removal of thoracic or abdominal contents in piecemeal or in fragments through an opening in the thoracic or abdominal cavity at the most accessible site. See, already I have told you, in the case of ascites, if large or huge abdomen is there, you can go for this evisceration. We can just make an opening over the abdomen and you can extract the contents. Mostly fluid will be there. You can take the fluid out. So the size of the abdomen will get compressed and it will allow the easier passage of the baby. The indications include fetal malformations such as ascites, neglected shoulder presentation. And the last one is sclerotomy. It's a reduction of the width of the shoulder by division of one or both clavicles. By cutting the clavicles, we are reducing the shoulder diameter. This we can do in the case of shoulder dystocia. Remember one thing, all these destructive operations we are doing only in if the fetus is dead or if you are not expecting the survival of the baby. Only in those two conditions only you are supposed to do this. The complications include injury to the uterovaginal canal, postpartum hemorrhage, shock due to the blood loss, puerperal sepsis, subinvolution, injury to the adjacent structures. Thank you for watching this destructive operations. Thank you.